Good afternoon, Transpac race fans. I'm Dobbs Davis with the Trans-Pacific Yacht Club, giving you analysis of the race here on the 7th of July. It's rather interesting, and there's a few interesting features that I'd like to point out in today's show. First of all, as you can see by the main tracker, this is the one with the 4-hour delay. So what we're seeing is positions and headings and speeds that are as of about noon today, Hawaii time. Right now it's a little after 4 o'clock here in Honolulu. So with a 4-hour delay, this isn't exact, of course, but what is exact, and I'll point this out to you, is by dropping down here, you can look at the live 200 nautical mile version of this, and this shows a few things that are of interest. Here are boats that are making final approach into the finish here at Diamond Head on Oahu. These positions are now live at 6:15 local time. My clock says 4:15 local time. My clock says 4:17. What this does is it updates every 15 minutes. So it's a pretty good and accurate way of estimating ETAs for the folks that are here, for those of you out in the audience that are interested, and for race committee and media and everybody. So it's really a nice feature. What's interesting, of course, is with our two multi-hulls having finished early yesterday, we now have the first of the monohulls in the race that are making their final approaches into the finish. Bill McKinley's Denali 3 is the lead monohull. They will likely finish first. I always have to hedge that because we don't know what's going to happen. And according to this, they're still about 95 miles out. So at a little under 12 knots, you can do the math, and my math comes up with 8 hours. But again, hedging a bit, they have to jibe a few times and find their way through the channel around Cocoa Head and over to Diamond Head finish. But they will be first monohull to finish. Now, that doesn't mean that they are going to win the Barn Drawer Trophy, because they are a Thursday starter, and there's still Saturday starters that are out there that started 48 hours after Denali did, and therefore, if they finish within 48 hours at Denali, they in fact will be monohulls that have a faster elapsed time. And the Barn Door Trophy is awarded not for the first monohull to finish, but for the first monohull with the lowest elapsed time. Now, the other boat to watch here is Dean Stenick's Night Watch. They kind of came out of a corner a couple of days ago in this division, the Bosun's Locker division, and they've got a crown on them, which means that the calculations may indicate that they might be corrected time leaders in their class. Over here is Favonius, Greg Dorn's Daler 46, that has been in a vigorous match race with Ian Edwards' sister ship Daler 46. Boats have slight differences, and therefore that's reflected in the rating, but these two have been pushing each other the entire race. So one would think they're getting the most out of their team and out of their boat. So they'll be arriving there, according to this, 170 miles out and a little under 140 miles out. So they too, at 10 knots, again, do the math, 13 hours, 14 hours from now. That's around dawn tomorrow morning, if all else goes well, and if they proceed at the following. Now, one thing I'd also like to point out is these boats are fairly heavy cruiser racers. Their downwind angles are pretty broad compared with the all-carbon Denali 3. This is a full carbon race boat. Parent wind is dragged forward. They have A sails, and while their jibe angles might be much broader than those other heavier boats. They go quite fast, VMG down the track. So that's something to keep in mind if you're looking at angles that these boats are making, and that's without considering any possible local wind shifts or squalls they might be in that will bend the breeze as well. So let's go back out to the larger tracker and just take kind of a broad overview of where everybody is. This group here are the Tuesday and Thursday starters. There is one boat from the Saturday starter. There's Rio 100. Obviously, at 100 feet long, they're very fast, and they're making their way through the smaller boats and the other fleets. And that's the boat that, being the longest and the largest and the fastest, is likely, again, nothing guaranteed, but likely to be a barn door trophy winner. And at 4-hour delay, 500 miles out, look for them. That boat can do over 400 miles a day in the right conditions. So we expect them over the weekend. Most of these boats will be coming in over the weekend through Sunday. And again, conditions seem to be holding with the weather. In fact, let's look at that quickly. I like the Windy app. Most of the fleet is now in good green conditions. If you remember from the scale, that's 15 to 20 knots. Only a few of the tail end Charlies out here still have those lighter conditions, which plagued a lot of the Saturday starters that are in this group. There's one exception, that's Good Energy. They like Rio 100, punched out from the doldrums that were in the Channel Islands within the first 24 hours of these starters. So this group here, which includes the ULDB sleds and others, they've just not had the same great conditions that the Tuesday and Thursday starters have had. So they're still playing catch up, but still having great racing. I mean, everybody's really close here, and I'm sure it's very tactical. So these guys will be fighting hard with what they have. So with that, I think I'll sign off for the Friday the 7th of July. Tune in. I hope to do another one of these tomorrow and give you more information on what's going on our 57th Transpac here on behalf of Trans-Pacific Yacht Club. Thank you.